you ever talk to somebody and you're just like, man, I can really tell this individual just like has like your interest in mind, like they're there to give, and that's what this individual really did from the start of me building a relationship with him. Bruce Hill is a master at sales. He's been in sales for a long time. He's helped a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I have worked with in the past in their businesses. He's walked them through how they can increase their sales. And so I'm excited. I'm going to bring Bruce up here tonight, and he's going to be sharing with you all really how you all can sell efficiently and effectively. Does anybody want to sell better? Let me know in the chat. Is that anybody here you want to learn how to really just take your sales game to the next level? Who's in here? Most definitely. Love it. I see it. Well, listen, that's why I want to bring up Bruce. He hails from Atlanta, I believe, right, Bruce? You have to let me know. Let me make you co-host here. From the great city of Atlanta. But Bruce, I'm going to turn this over to you, brother. You can unmute, and the stage is yours.
Thanks for the opportunity to serve. Mic check 1, 2. Throw a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clearly. Throw a one in the chat if you can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm excited. So listen, one new skill will change your life. That is the core, fundamental basis, my mantra of every single thing that I teach. And I ask myself every single time I open my mouth, what can I tell you today that will change your life today and make you some money tomorrow? Okay. What can I teach you today that will help you today and make you some money tomorrow? That's my question. So when I say one new skill will change your life, that isn't a cliche. It's not a trite aphorism. I had to look that one up, got out the source, right? That is the principle for everything we're going to talk about for the next 30 minutes. Mike, do me a favor, put my time in the chat, make sure I don't go over. So listen, my name is Bruce Hill of New Skills Neo. I focus on personal and professional development with an emphasis in sales skills. And what I really, really enjoy about what I do is anyone of any skill level, of any point in time in their life can take what I teach and apply it to their life or business. That is my measurement of success. I started teaching children, okay? I started teaching at Vacation Bible School. And what was really fun, we would go out into neighborhoods, we go to schools, we go to parks, and we would have literal physical like, slides. Okay, we would hold them up. There's no projector, there's no microphone. And what that taught me about teaching, it doesn't matter how smart you are. Okay, it doesn't matter how many years of experience you have. It doesn't matter how many degrees you've collected. It doesn't matter how many certifications you've got. It doesn't matter fill in the blank. If you cannot communicate effectively to those children, they're not going to pay attention, right? Put a two in the chat. If you have kids or you've ever worked with kids or taught kids, throw a two in the chat for me. You know what I'm talking about. And it transformed how I teach. So here's two promises. I have two promises for you, and we're going to rock and roll. One, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. Okay. I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. That's promise number one. Number two, I'm going to keep this as actionable as possible. That means if you do what you've learned, it's going to change your life for business, right? One new skill will change your life. So I don't want you to come on here, listen to Scott, listen to me, and then go do the same things you did yesterday so you can make the same money that you did last month, so you can be in the same place that you were last year. Information is useless until you use it. So what I'm asking for you all is to take notes, and not so you can fill up that fancy notebook. Look, I got a new notebook yesterday. Okay, look, plastic still on it. Can you hear the wrapper's still fresh? I don't want you to take notes just to say that you took notes. I want you to take notes as a reference guide, as a playbook, so that you can say, this was a changing point in my life. This was a transformative event in my life, and not just your life, but the life of every single person you come in contact from this point forward. That's a lot. That's a lot to get done in 30 minutes. You think we could do it? Put a 3 in the chat. If you think we could change some lives in 30 minutes, put a 3 in the chat. I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm going to teach you one new skill that's going to change your life. That skill is sales enablement. I'm about to teach you in just 4 simple steps the same strategies I used when I was at a SaaS company to generate $5.4 million in pipeline and $1.23 million in deals closed. And what I love about teaching this is simple. I really want you to listen to everything I talk about today. I'm like, man, I can do that. And then I want you to go do that. Action takers are money makers, right? Isn't that what Nehemiah always tells us, Michael? Action takers are money makers. The word I want to teach you all, the new skill I want to teach you all is sales enablement. Now, some of you may have heard that word before. We use this all the time in SaaS companies, in tech and B2B, you'll hear it. And what that means is we make sales simple for our customers. Okay? We make it easy to do business. That's it. That's sales enablement. So if you see it on my business card, you see it on my LinkedIn, hey, Bruce, what do you do? I'm sales enablement. I had to stop saying that because too many people are like, what's enablement? We make it easy for our ideal customer to do business with us. All right. So I had a couple of realtors in the chat. I had a couple of coaches in the chat. There are many people that do what you do. I love that Sky went right before me because we could talk about a brand because there's only you that does what you do. There's many other realtors. There's many other coaches. But what you have on them, what you have to give yourself a competitive advantage to change more lives and make more money while we're at it, I'm going to teach you sales enablement. I'm going to teach you how to make it easy for your clients to do business with us. So that's it. If you dropped off right now, if the Wi-Fi disconnects, if your device's battery dies, that's the word I want you to look up. All right. One new skill will change your life. That's the word sales enablement. So how do we do that? I'm going to teach you 4 very simple words. All right. Somebody type the number 4 in the chat. Type the number 4. I'm going to give you 4 words that's going to help you create an easier process for your clients and your business. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Manny. So word number 1 is people. Write this down. The only business is people. I know we've got all this technology. It's automation, artificial intelligence. But at the end of the day, the only business is people. So the very first thing I'm going to teach you about sales enablement is that people are the center, the heart, the core, the focus. Second is the problem. Now, we're not going to skip over the problem. This is the number one thing I see people miss. I wrote an article I'm pretty proud of. Hold on, let me talk to you for a second. I'm going to get you the other 2. The number one thing I see people miss is they are not clear on the problem. Marketers, no offense, Sky, are notoriously bad at this while simultaneously being good at this. A lot of times, we describe the solution when we should talk about the problem. A lot of times, we describe our solution when we talk about the problem. So when we talk about sales enablement, we have this little catchphrase, hi, I'm Bruce Hill. I make sales simple. That's what you do, but that's not a problem. That's a solution. The problem is why people, that's our number 1, right? Only business is people. The problem is why people take action. Hopefully that action is working with you. That's where sales enablement comes in. We're going to circle back to problem, but I had to stop and say that to you. Don't mistake the solution for the problem. All right, so we got people, we got problem, we got process. Now, I am going to skip over process. I've got a gift for you, a free gift for you. It doesn't put you in a funnel. I asked for a little feedback, and I'm going to give you my CRM Made Simple ebook, playbook. And it's going to help you develop a process that you can put into your business, whether you're a realtor, whether you're a coach, whether you're a solopreneur, or whether you are a team leader. Okay, so I'm not going to dive as much in process here. If I have time, I'm always happy to take questions. What we're going to focus on today is the people and the problem, the process, and then the pricing. Why? Ooh, I've got a question. This one's not a number. But I do want your feedback. Why should we charge for our services? Bruce, I really want to help people. Bruce, I really care about what I do. Bruce, this is my passion. Maybe you've said that before. I've said it before. Why should I charge people for what I love doing? Does anybody know why we charge for what we're doing? Queen Angela says, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. I love it. Any other input? Why do we charge for what we love doing? Oh, wait, this is important. It shows that you're valuable. Thanks, Caleb. Let me get one more. Why do we charge? Why do we put a price on our passion? Haha, Dave. So we can keep doing it. All great answers. So we're going to start at pricing. We're going to work our way back up. Okay. People take free for granted. That's good. That's all very good answers. So the pricing is accountability. How many of you got some free food and you forgot to eat it? How many of you got some free clothes and you never wore it? But how many of you, let's say you ordered DoorDash, you ordered one sandwich, it was $10, and at the end of the day, your card gets charged for $36.72. Like, you're going to eat every single bite of the sandwich and the ketchup packets, and you're going to use all the napkins. Why is that? Because we paid a price, we made an investment. The pricing is accountability. It's not for you, it's for them. It's accountability to the investor. In order for me to get the most out of working with you, I have to be involved. I can make it easier for you, but I cannot do it for you. Okay. We make it simple. Now, obviously, there is some done for you services, right? But even then, that takes input from the client. I might need access from passwords. I might need some parameters. You can't just pay the invoice and stop. When they pay the invoice, that's where the journey starts. So the pricing is accountability for the investor. It positions it as valuable. Now, price is not value. One of my favorite quotes, price is irrelevant in the absence of value. However, the higher price they pay, the higher value they attribute to the product or service. And so it comes right back to this. They hold themselves accountable. They say, man, I invested a lot in this product or service. I need to make sure I get the most out of the product or service. And what's fascinating to me is the people that are most involved in their own success achieve the highest level of success. So the pricing isn't for you, it's for them. So whenever you hesitate, whenever you shrink, whenever there's self-doubt that creeps in, say, man, should I charge this much? Remember that you are doing a disservice to the people you want to serve if you aren't charging them the correct price. And we're going to talk about how the price changes the people you attract. One thing at a time. Last but not least, if I don't charge, how long can I stay in business? If I don't charge a single dollar, I'm running a nonprofit organization. How long do I stay in business? And so we have to realize that's my responsibility to charge because I can serve more people. I can serve at a higher level. I can deliver a higher quality product or service. I can take those funds and use it, whether it's marketing, advertising, hiring a team. Now I'm paying people. I'm helping them live a better life. And now we're telling more people to help them live a better life. So when we talk about sales enablement, I very rarely use free trials. I very rarely use free trials. See, when people pay, they pay attention. What I like to do is add so much value, which is similar to what Michael just told us, so much value up front that people are happy to pay me. Let me talk to y'all real quick. When I say give away value, write this down. Do not give away time. So at the end of this, I'm going to give you a freebie, a resource, a template you can use, you can copy your business. I only wrote it once, but I can give it away 10,000 times, and I can still have another 10,000 times left in my pocket. So I'm not giving away time when I say value. A lot of people, if this is you, don't raise your hand. They say, man, I just want to add value, and they give away free consulting calls. They'll say, hey, I'm going to do free discovery calls, free 1 hour coaching call. Stop giving away your time because that is a valuable resource that we can't get back, non-renewable. Everything else, give it away. Everything else, give it away. And what Sky said was so important is they will pay to spend time with you. Why would they want to spend time with you? Because you spent so much value to them. It's like, man, I just want to be around. I just want to be in the community. I just want to be in the room. Let me pause there. Any questions, comments, concerns when we talk about pricing? Any questions, comments, concerns when we talk about pricing? Here's a tip for pricing. Is your pricing simple? One of the biggest things I've done that's made my life easy is I only have two prices. Now, everyone's model is a little bit different, but I challenge you to have two prices ready to go. I have a very high price and I have a medium price. Anything less than, Michael, what do you think? $500? I go back and forth between 250, 500. That can be a funnel. That can be an order page. If you have to be convinced to spend $200 with me, then I have to give you enough value. So my pricing is pretty simple. I've got a high price and I have a medium price. And what this does for you, make a note, success loves speed. If someone says to me, Bruce, I need help with my sales, I can send them in less than 15 minutes. Well, assuming I've got a good Wi-Fi signal, I can send them the prices. Do you want this one or do you want this one? If you have questions, schedule a call. Then and only then will we explore any custom pricing. My pricing is so simple, it's very easy for them to decide which one they want. And what is the fundamental tenet for sales enablement? What's the new skill we're learning right now? It's very simple. Do we make it easy for them to work with us? Some of you all have too many steps between a yes and an invoice. Some of y'all have too many steps from somebody who wants to spend money with you to you actually getting the money from them. That distance is called sales friction. That's a whole nother training. Let me not get carried away. Our goal is to make the distance between the problem and the solution as short as possible. You make this distance as short as possible. People don't have to take a course to figure out they want to work with you. They don't have to read a book to figure out they want to work with you. They don't have to go back to school to figure out they want to work with you. You've made it sales simple for them. Say, if you're here and you want to be there, do this. That's sales enablement. That's what I do. I make sales simple. I make the distance between the problem and the solution as short as short. Look, I wrote it twice. That's how important it is. You guys weren't going to say anything. Make it as short as possible. And the reason I start with price is because that's where a lot of people start. And then they never take the second step. They make the web page, they got all the social media handles, they get the business card, but they never actually charge anybody for anything. So I don't think I have the problem with this group, but I got to say it out loud. Is it easy for your customers to do business with you? Does your pricing make sense, or do I have to have a whole salesperson to explain it to them? Let's keep going. Let's talk about a process. So if the distance between the problem and solution is the price, how do they get there is the process. Throw a 5 in the chat if you have a documented sales process. Realtors, I think all of y'all should have this written down. I want to teach y'all something very simple. Clients love it when you have a map for them. Clients love it when you are the guide, when there's a process. What you want to do is very succinctly describe the process from start to finish. Say, hey, in order to buy a house, we're going to work on your buyer worthiness. We're going to look at some properties. Once you select it, we're going to get it appraised. And then we're going to, what's the mortgage lender's name? Right? They're going to review that. Once you're approved, you're going to sign. We're going to give you the keys. But right now, tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. One thing we have to be careful is we just say, oh, I know what I'm doing. I've done this a bunch of times. Or my favorite, I've been sales for years. I don't need a script. They don't have a process. Write this down. A consistent process yields consistent results. A consistent process yields consistent results. And I love doing this as I kind of type as I go because it's different every time. Hopefully it gets better every time. So you all can come and see this exact same talk next week and it'll be different. One of the biggest things I teach a group of mental health professionals. And my goal is not to make them into killer closers. I don't want them to be master manipulators. I want them to be an authentic version of themselves that hears yes more often. And being clear on the people, the problem, the process, and the pricing is how we do that. Some of you all are between the next level of success because there's no clear process. It's difficult for you to duplicate results because you don't even know what you did where you had that great month. And so when you have a bad month, a bad week, a bad year, you don't know why. When I started selling, I was terrible. You guys are gonna say, oh, I sold my first house when I was 9. Right? No, I was terrible. And all I knew was how to ask questions. I do another training called Better Questions, Better Clients. And I would accidentally sell things and I would do okay. I'd have some good months, I'd have some bad months. Now, I asked one of the top performers where I was, I said, how do I have great months every month? He said, well, you want the same results every month, you've got to do the same thing every month. And that just made sense to me. And so we walked through a sales process and I did it that way every time, the same way every time. And guess what? I started putting my bills on auto pay. Even though I was 100% commission, I was so confident in the results created by the process because a consistent process yields consistent results. I was able to put bills Auto payment statement balance in full. That was music to my ears. Even though I knew if I didn't sell anything, I didn't make it. Even though I knew my salary was $0 and 0 cents, why would I put bills on pay if I didn't have a salary? Because I have a sales process. The distance between where you are today and where you want to be, your process or lack of. And what's fascinating about everything I'm teaching you, I haven't asked you any software. I haven't asked you to go grab a course. I listen, you don't learn a complicated sales methodology. I want you to be salespeople. I want you to hear yes often being salesy. And enablement do that. Make it so simple how we do that. All your price is simple. Do I need a chart? One of my favorite clients. He 10x his investment with me in 6 months. I love it. All I did, I didn't change anything